We've now got 3 chapters in Poppy Playtime and a 4th one on the way. Now, let's look back at the main antagonists of those chapters, Huggy, Mommy, and Catnap. Who was the best antagonist? Let's find out today. Which antagonists were a ride or die? I'll be ranking them on design, horror and intimidation factor, and their chase/boss fight. I'm Ride or Die, and let's see which Poppy Playtime main antagonists were a ride or die. Also, comment down below who you think is the best. Huggy Wuggy is supposed to be the security guard of the factory, chasing anybody who tries to break in. I like his design. He's super tall, lanky, and a quick runner in his chasing. It makes sense that a toy company would sell this kind of toy, as it is a very good marketable toy. And it also translates great in his super monster form. We don't really see much. It's a ride. Mommy Longlegs has a very unique design, with her stretchy spaghetti arms and her demon form at the end of the chapter. I like her design as well as her stretchy limbs mechanic, although I think it was very underutilized. The problem with Mommy Longlegs though is that she does not really look scary or like a monster. She just looks like her toy version, but bigger. I know it was Huggy Wuggy, but I mean, they gave him teeth. Even her demon form does not look that scary. Voice actor though, really the only thing scary about her. This one, I hate to say it, but it's a die. Oh my! Catnap. This guy, this is a sick design. His toy looks very marketable, and it makes sense that the bigger body Catnap looks lanky and scary because he is has starvation and hasn't had food in a while. I mean, you can see his backbone. That's pretty creepy. And so is his mechanic with breathing the red gas. So overall, amazing design. There's also Nightmare Catnap, but we don't really talk about that one. But overall, definite ride. What did I do? What did I do? During the first game, we meet Huggy, and he doesn't do much until the power cuts out and he disappears. We never feel like we are truly alone as we spot Huggy watching us throughout the factory as we move along. I think the horror with Huggy is done pretty well, as well as the claustrophobic chase scene at the end. It does feel pretty scary, but not enough since the chapter is so short and we barely see him at all. But still, it's a ride. Mommy Longlegs' horror and intimidation is... When we first see her, we're like, ooh, this is spooky. She's here, and then she starts talking. And talking. And talking. Yeah, she never leaves us. We always see her. She's really not that scary. She never really feels like a threat. She just talks, watches us play the mini games, and then becomes a sore loser when we escape PJ Puggy Pillar. She really isn't that scary when it comes to horror in her game. Sorry. Another dive. Now this guy. This is magnum opus of scary antagonists. He's literally the first face we see in the chapter to establish his power over us. He throws us down a garbage chute in the very beginning. You always feel his looming presence, and that's what makes him terrifying. He's in the dream sequence. He's in Home Sweet Home. The school, at least in the notes. The playhouse. He crucified Dog Day. The counselor's office. Everywhere. You always feel his presence even when he's not there, because this is his church and his hunting ground. And when you do interact with him, it's terrifying. Even, I must say, Nightmare Catnap. The horror and intimidation is another definite ride for this antagonist. Huggy Wuggy's chase is pretty cool. It's very claustrophobic, there are closing doors, which heightens the stakes and the stress as you're forced to watch him crawl to you as you wait for the door to open. It's definitely the highlight of the chapter, and I think it was greatly mapped out. And it's very satisfying when you defeat him. Overall, a ride. So, Mommy Longlegs' chase is probably the best part of Chapter 2. It's supposed to be and it does feel like that. There are long pauses between her chases, so you feel like you're trying to hide from her, and she's trying to catch you. It also keeps you engaged with the occasional puzzle until we finish her off with rest in peace. This chase is pretty good. There are points where it doesn't feel as scary as the first chapter due to it being more wide open area, but overall, it's a good chase in context with the game, and has a pretty gruesome ending. Overall, this is a ride. This is not your chasing, but a boss fight. There are 4 open doors. Nightmare Catnap will try to go through one of them. You fire your flare gun to see if it's him, and if it is, then you use the green hand to power the smoky thingy, and it scares Nightmare Catnap off. Also, during this fight night, sometimes he'll try and get through the top hatch. I died many times here. But once we successfully master the art of super reflexes, we light them up. This boss fight was pain at first. I had no idea what I was doing. When you get the hang of it though, it's pretty good. Also, he never enters through the side doors, but it's a pretty amazing boss fight, and a good chains in the chapter's climax. Another definite ride. The moment you waited for. Let's rank them. In third place, we got Mommy Longlegs. I'm sorry, but she wasn't really intimidating or scary at all. And the boss fight was a slight downgrade, but still good overall. In second place, we have Huggy Wuggy, which means Catnap is in first place. He was definitely Mob Game's best created main antagonist, and they got everything right with him. There you have it, the ranking of the PoppyPlaytime Antagonists. That's about all for me. Ciao ciao for now.